Ever wish you could get that perfect, sparkling pool, but without all the guesswork? Well, you're in luck. Today, we're going to break down the exact weekly checklist the pros use for that crystal clear water. So, let's just dive right in. I mean, look at that. That's the goal, right? A beautiful, inviting pool just ready and waiting for you. But you know, getting and keeping water that clear, that takes a real, consistent method. It's not some kind of magic trick, it's all about having a system. And let's be real for a second. Have you ever walked outside, ready for a swim, only to find your pool looking kinda sad? You know, maybe it's a little cloudy, or worse, you spot those first hints of green algae. Ugh, it is such a frustrating problem. And trust me, pretty much every pool owner deals with. So here's the thing. The problem usually isn't that you're not trying, it's that you don't have a system. When you're just doing things here and there, randomly, stuff gets missed. And that's when one little problem starts to snowball into a big one. And yeah, those problems, they can get expensive fast. Forgetting to check the water level might seem like a small thing, but it can actually starve your pump and burn it out. We're talking a major repair bill. And that surprise algae bloom? Oh man, that's not a quick fix. That could mean weeks of work and a whole lot of chemicals just to get your pool swim ready again. So what's the secret? What do the pros do to avoid all these headaches? Well, it's actually surprisingly simple, but it's also incredibly powerful. They follow a checklist every single time. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about today. This is the Smart Pool Owner Weekly Service Checklist from the folks over at LearnMyPool.com. It's the real deal. Their professional 14-step routine, but they've broken it down so that any homeowner like you can follow it and get those same pro results. Okay, let's get into the game plan itself. We're going to walk through these 14 steps, and I'll show you how they're broken down into these really logical groups. You'll see how each step builds on the one before it. And I'm telling you, the order here, it is absolutely crucial. All right, first things first, the prep work. You're going to start by skimming everything off the surface and then emptying out those skimmer and pump baskets. Right away, this gets your water flowing properly. But here's the real pro tip. Step 3, check the water level and get the hose started right now if it's low. Doing this first means your pump won't run dry while you're doing everything else. It's such a simple preventative move that can save you from a huge repair bill. Okay, next we're moving on to the equipment check. This is where you get to be a bit of a detective. You're going to take a look at the filter's pressure gauge and make a note of the PSI. Then just listen. Hear any weird whines or rattles from the pump? See any little drips or leaks? Seriously, this quick little inspection can be the thing that separates a tiny fix from a massive, expensive repair later on. All right, now for the deep clean. And the order here is super important. You clean the tile line and vacuum the whole pool before you even think about the filter. Why? Well, because all that cleaning kicks up a ton of debris, right? You want your filter to catch all of that. Then, once the pool is vacuumed, you look at your pressure gauge. If it's high, now is when you backwash or clean your filter. You finish it all off by brushing the walls and steps, pushing anything left over right toward the main drain. See? It's all about being as efficient as possible. So the pool is physically clean. Now it's time to talk chemistry. And what you really got to understand is that these levels all work together, like a team. Your total alkalinity, think of it like a foundation. It keeps your pH from bouncing all over the place. And your pH level, that directly controls how well your chlorine works. I mean, you could have a perfect chlorine reading, but if your pH is too high, that chlorine is basically useless. That's why you have to balance these things in the right order. So as you can probably tell by now, the order of these steps is not random at all. It's a very deliberate process. You get the pool physically cleaned first, so you're not trying to balance chemicals and dirty water. You test the water before you add anything, so you know exactly what it needs. Following this sequence is what saves you time, saves you money on chemicals, and just make sure you're working smarter, not harder.
And here is a tip that will seriously level up your pool game. This is what separates the beginners from the real pros. Don't just test your water. Log your results. Seriously, write them down every week. When you do this, you stop just reacting to problems. You become proactive. You'll start to see patterns like, hey, my pH is slowly creeping up every week, and you can figure out the real reason why, instead of just dumping in chemicals to fix the symptom.
Okay, now for what is maybe the single most important safety rule in all of pool care. I'm not kidding. Always, always add chemicals to the pool one at a time. Never, and I mean ever, mix different pool chemicals together in a bucket before adding them. This can create some seriously dangerous gases and even cause violent reactions. When it comes to safety, there are no shortcuts.
Whew. Okay, that was a quick flyby of a real pro-level routine. But the best part is, you don't have to try and memorize any of this. That's the whole point of the checklist, the tool that brings it all together. And guess what? You can download the exact one we've been talking about.
Yep, this one simple, printable checklist, it puts all that pro knowledge right in your hands. It's time to end the guesswork for good.
And here it is. This is that free weekly service checklist. It is designed to be your roadmap to preventing all those super common frustrations. You know, the cloudy water, the algae, the equipment breaking down. You can get this free printable checklist right now. Just head over to LearnMyPool.com. All you do is pop in your email and they send it straight to your inbox instantly. It's such a simple little step, but it can honestly completely change your entire pool care routine. So what do you say?
Are you ready to stop putting out fires and actually start preventing pool problems before they even begin? Following this simple, proven checklist really is the easiest way to make your pool care routine finally feel simple, and maybe even a little stress-free.